Hey, this is Patrick Mooney, PM Insights, PM Insights dot, PM Insights talk.com, PM Insights at yahoo.com. So the Chilcot report came out today. Uh, this is a report done by a gentleman named Sir John Chilcot from Great Britain, and he was a civil servant. He did civil service for in Northern Ireland when they were having the troubles, and he helped John Major solve those troubles and bring Northern Ireland and England, to peace. And so he was politically involved. He's 77 years old, I believe. He's rather reclusive, but he wrote this report. It's taken him 7 years to write it. It's called the Chilcot Report, and it's about Tony Blair and Britain's involvement in the Iraq War. So he blames the start of the terrorists and terrorism on Britain and the United States, of course, involvement in Iraq, because the only thing they wanted to do was overthrow Saddam Hussein. Now, Saddam Hussein was not the best guy in the world, but he wasn't the worst in the world. I mean, he was bad. He executed a lot of people that he shouldn't have. It was, political. Things were a lot more stable when he was in charge than they are today. I mean, look at the place. It's terrible. So, because we decided to overthrow because we thought we had weapons of mass destruction. Tony Blair was, he was bad surveillance, bad military advice, undisclosed documents. He was just, so he tried to make up for it today, and and try to get himself out of it. He had to face it because he's facing these people, militaries, families. They want to know, okay, did you start all this? This is how and so of course he is blaming them for that, and of course the United States was in that also. I mean, like I say, Hussein wasn't the best guy, but things are more stable then. So when they decided they wanted to get, because they were, he was inspiring terrorism, in his country, maybe in his own country, but not worldwide yet. But now, thanks to you guys, you all thought, well, let's go in there and invade him, and overthrow Saddam Hussein. And Saddam Hussein had built up he'd been a leader there for years. He built up a very powerful military, mostly of the Ba'ath Party, the sect, because that was he is, but the higher up people in all the military were Ba'ath. So when the Americans and the British came in, they came over and said, "We don't need you no more." So, and they brought in British, American, NATO forces. So, and they were told, "We don't need you." And so they've all lost. These entire military, lost their job, lost their incomes. Families lost their incomes, so they're bound to get a little disgruntled. Well, then that's when Al Qaeda popped up, and they were going to Syria and Pakistan, and this country got involved in Syria when Obama took over. He was all thrown in his lap, and he did a few wrong things maybe he shouldn't have done. This country mismanaged certain things at first. But been going on, so now it's still going on, basically. And so that's what they, he's blaming them, that's what caused ISIS, because after Al Qaeda came in, and then another guy that was it was big shot in the army. I should know his name. I don't, but I'm not going to say it because I'll mispronounce it. He then he took over Al Qaeda, and that's when ISIS has took over today, and now that's spurred all this terrorism around the globe. And people want to say, "Oh my gosh, all this, the Republicans, this thing with Hillary Clinton, 4 soldiers. It was a shame. 4 soldiers died in the Benghazi. Horrible, horrible. God rest their souls. God bless them. But in Iraq, we have 4,491 troops have lost their lives. 2003, and it's still happening. It's not kind of doesn't count the British and the other forces out there, and how many have died here or elsewhere because of terrorist attacks. Excuse me. And they're going to worry about. I don't mean to be that way. It was there was a list out the other day I saw, how many people had died under Bush and under Reagan and here under Hillary Clinton and I posted that, and someone, what about San Bernardino, and what about this? Well, Hillary was in Secretary of State then, and you can't blame that on her because she started all this. No, it all started back in 2003. When we never should have put ourselves in, we were lied to and told there were weapons of mass destruction, and there weren't. So that was not right, and they wanted to go in there and create a Republican dream, free market, free love, Muslim-backed state. We're having a United States-backed Muslim state, to be the shining star of the Middle East. Well, it didn't happen. It's a mess over there, thanks to us. And I know Hillary, Hillary, she did things that, were wrong. She should have known better. But then again, if she wasn't running for president, or she wasn't a woman, she would have been questioned. It's just, and now they've decided that, they can't they're not going to press charges. The Republicans they're still going. It's cost millions and millions and millions, I think billions of dollars. I don't know for sure what I read. I think it was $3 billion. I don't know. But anyway, lots of money have been spent investigating her. 13 investigations. And now they want to start another one. It's like they're just not happy. Because they're so worried because of who they have running. And they were worried before anyway. Whoever they would have got, they didn't know. They obviously didn't have any strong candidates anyway. We know that. That's obvious. But come on. Bush did far more damage than Hillary Clinton did. People. All right. Love y'all. God bless you. See you around like a donut.